Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Artemis Fowl. And I read these books growing up, and it was a cool, interesting take on this kid who's like a master criminal, and a master criminal, like a criminal mastermind, and from a kid perspective, and these crazy adventures with all these different kinds of fantasy elements and creatures, and this seemed like it would be ripe for Disney. And then Disney's like, well, he's not going to be a criminal. Okay, that kind of rips the spirit out of Artemis Fowl. But okay, give it a $125 million budget. Give it to Kenneth Branagh, who's a very talented director of Thor and Cinderella. But honestly, he's had some misfires, and like Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit wasn't the greatest film. And then keeps getting pushed back. And then it gets dumped on Disney Plus, and you're wondering why. And now I know why. This movie was a hot mess. And if it wasn't for the fact that this was an hour and 34 minutes, which is crazy, and has so much stuff crammed into it, this would have been boring maybe. It wasn't boring because I was too busy trying to process everything going on, but there's so many things that don't work in this film. Unfortunately, the young main actor doesn't give the strongest performance. He's a little wooden. Colin Farrell's barely in it. And then you get performances from like Josh Gad, who gives this gruff performance of Josh Gad, and he's the narrator, and you have to listen to this voice a lot, and he just spoon feeds you everything. And then he's a gigantic dwarf, oversized dwarf, and apparently how they dig is they eat dirt, and he just pulls his mouth open, and it looks like horrendous CGI, and just starts munching away. There's so many things going on in this film, and then I feel like there's 20 minutes left of the runtime when the main story of like his father being kidnapped gets resolved, and just like, what could possibly keep going? And I'm just like, what is this film? The screenplay is so uneven, so overstuffed. The story, there's so many things that's going on that add up to so little, because the story is just like, Dad's kidnapped, need to find this MacGuffin, that's it. And like Judi Dench gives this really deep-voiced Irish accent, Artemis Fowl, and it's just like, did everybody get told to get like all dark and edgy, like deep voices? And it's just like, after a while, I'm like, what is this movie? And it's flashy, the action is all CGI, it's brimming with slow motion and then really fast motion, and just nauseating after a while, trying to keep up with everything going on. And in the end, I didn't really feel connected to any of the characters very well, and there's certain characters that, like his butler's niece gets introduced for some odd reason, and nothing is done with her. And it's just like, why is she even in this movie? Like, maybe she was in the book, but why does she need to be in the movie? And in the end, what makes Artemis Fowl interesting is taken away, because it makes it complex that he's not a good person. But like, this is just a kid who's just like, my dad's not a thief, he's not a criminal, and trying to save his dad. And there's fairies, there's dwarves, there's trolls, and goblins, and after a while you're just like, why did I watch this movie? This is a hard pass. I don't think this is really worth it. It's just, unfortunately, I guess Disney Plus is going to potentially become a dumping ground, which makes me sad, because I want to see some great content. I guess I heard they might put Mulan on there, which that would be interesting. But yeah, pass on Artemis Fowl. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.